You can't play everything.
In the United Kingdom, the average life expectancy for a male such as myself is 78.7 years. As I am recording this voiceover, today is actually my birthday. I am now 31 years old and was born on the 13th of March 1993, which means statistically I only have little over 47 and a half years left to live.
I hate looking at I love looking at a death clock, like an estimated one, because I think it's fascinating, but it's also like so disturbing to just be watching like the estimated time you have left just count down.
Heck, let's get exact. From my date of birth, my expected date of death would be Thursday, the 5th of November,
Dying on a Thursday.
2071, with the day rounded up. Yes, it's one of those videos.
What is it based off of? You could use... Death clocks aren't accurate, by the way, because there's so many variables it can't account for, but it'll ask you, like, how old are you? Are you male or female? Where are you from? Do you smoke? Are you active? What do you eat? It'll give you, like, maybe, like, 10 to 15 questions. Some will be, like, 30 to 40, and then it'll just be like, hey, we think you'll probably die at 78. We think you'll probably die at 72. And it'll ask, like, shit around those regions, you know? Some of them are more rudimentary, and they'll literally be like age, sex, date of birth, and like region. But usually it'll ask if you smoke.
Video games have been around for well over 5.
Mine said I'll die at 108. I don't believe you, Alexis. I'll do a death clock right now, and I think it'll probably say that I'll die when I'm, like, in my 70s. While they have an option that you could say you were born in 1905. Don't know anybody that would use that. Do you smoke? See, now, it says, do I smoke? I don't smoke cigarettes, so I'm going to put no, because it's going to ask how many packs. I'm going to put under 25 BMI. Outlook on life. Optimistic, neutral, pessimistic, or suicidal. I would say I'm neutral. Alcohol consumption, 2 to 4 times a month. Country, United States. Weight in kilograms. I don't know that. Weight in pounds, we're going to go like 180. Centimeters. Don't know my centimeters. How many inches am I? Tall. Not the other one. 6 feet is 72. I'm 6'1", 73. Oh, it only says 70 or 75. I'll put 70. Calculate. Oh, include fitness and diet. Level of fitness. Active. Diet, okay. You'll live to be 70 years, 3 months, and 20 days. I am supposed to die on Thursday, the 26th of May in 2072. I got 106. Yeah, and you probably lied out of your ass and said you were a fucking marathon runner with the best BMI. You probably said you were like the average. You probably said you were like 5'6", and you're, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Dying on a Thursday. Yeah, that's brutal, bro. Yeah, I bet you best believe I'm going to be clawing till Friday. Anyways, back to the video game shit. I think this is going to be on the topic of you're going to die someday so you can't play every video game. The one comment I wanted to make before he even gets into that is you've never probably thought about this, but your favorite video game you've never played and probably never will. There's a game on Steam that is utter cinema that is tailored to your exact personality, but you don't know what it is and you'll never find it. I only need Marvel Rivals. On God. On God. Relatable retweet.
And in that time, thousands upon thousands of video games have been made. According to a quick Google search I just did whilst writing this line, there are well over 800,000 different video games out there in the world.
There's gotta be more than that. Aren't there like thousands of games released on Steam every day? I think I'm grossly exaggerating this. How many games are released on Steam every year? 19,000. Really? I would have assumed it would have been like 1,000 a day. That's a little absurd, but...
And if we take off the shovelware you find on mobile phones, we're looking at almost 100,000. And that's not counting unofficial fan games that I'm sure many have.
Wait, what? If you chop out iPhone games, that's 700,000 video games? You're lying. Out of the 831,000 video games that exist, the majority of them are mobile.
And if we take off the shovelware you find on mobile phones, we're looking at almost 100,000. And that's not counting unofficial fan games that I'm sure many have tried and failed to make over the years. Now, returning back to myself, I am what people might consider a mid-core gamer. I play a variety of genres, and the majority of my free time is just playing video games. I know, a total loser, right? However, the thing about me is that it's not often I actually finish many of the games I actually start. And it got me thinking, why? Why do I purchase a whole game only to never finish it? The answer is time.
And that was a fucking Vsauce video? Yeah, because you feel like your time is being wasted playing a game that you're no longer... Like, a lot of the time, you'll download a game that probably has, like, 40 to 50 hours of fucking potential playtime, and it's really fun for the first 5 hours, and then, like, 15 hours in, you're like, you know, I'm not enjoying this, but there's this other game that just came out, like, for example, Arc Raiders, and you'd be like, I really want to play Arc Raiders, so now I'm gonna stop playing fucking whatever game you were just playing previously so you could hop on the other game because you think it's, you know, time sensitive to hop on that game.
Brings us on to the subject of this video. You just can't play everything, no matter how much you might want to.
Oh my God! Wait, real quick. I want to see this. I saw a TikTok of it and I don't remember how to do it. Wait. I saw a TikTok saying you could see how much money you've spent on Steam on video games. How do I do that? Bro, it's going to make me re-sign in. Are you on crack? Bro. Chat. $9,582. That is so much more than I thought it would be. Wow. $9,000. I've spent almost $10,000 on video games, and a majority of that's like indie.
Imagine this. You're playing a brand new video game you just bought and you're enjoying it. You're halfway through completing it.
What's like a game I played that I never finished? Red Dead. Never mind. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2, I played for like 10 hours and then never beat it. Subnautica. Another example.
But then, what's this? A brand new shiny video game that everybody is talking about that you've also been looking forward to playing comes out, and, well...
Yeah, I don't know if that game's Guardians of the Galaxy from 2021, but, you know, I understand the point. I think the B-roll's a little lacking.
You don't want to miss out now, do you? People could spoil it, and there's so many cool things you've seen. You've just got to play it. So inevitably, you stop playing your current game and play the new one, where afterwards it usually goes in a few directions. The same thing happens again. You find a shiny new video game whilst playing this one, and the cycle continues. Or...
I think it's really like that for games that are extensive, right? Like big, long story games that could be like 80 plus hours. Like open world shit. But a lot of games, it's like, you're not really meant, there is no end. Like, you're not really meant to beat them. They're like forever type games that you could play infinitely. I never beat Elden Ring as well. Yeah. No, but I never beat Elden Ring. I didn't even want to play Elden Ring. Chat wanted me to play Elden Ring, and I fucking sucked at it.
Do complete that new game. But it's been a long time since you played the game you stopped playing. You've forgotten the story, the mechanics. You put all those hours into the game. You might...
I have the same problem with TV. I have the same problem with TV shows where I'll invest into, like, say it's 8 seasons, I'll watch 4, maybe even 6, and then I'll never finish.
You even have to start over to remind yourself on what to do. But that means it's so many hours just down the drain. Time of your life you've just wasted. And therefore, you may not go back to it.
The one thing that I would say helps, I've never done this, but my friend does it. He has a spreadsheet and he rates and ranks every game he's ever played. So it motivates him to finish games even if he doesn't feel like they're super fulfilling, for the sole purpose of being able to give that a review in his own mind. And then he could go back and look at all the, and he does it with movies too. He ranks every game he's played and ranks every movie he's ever watched, which I think is awesome. But now I want to do that, but I'm like, it's too late. You know, it's like, damn, I wish my parents had told me to do that, because I'm not going to go back and rank every fucking indie game I've ever played. I've played hundreds of video games. I've played so many video games. I cannot fucking rank all of them. Like, I would have to replay them.
At least not right away, because then maybe a new game comes out. Oh, doesn't it look so cool? But it's a direct continuation of that game you stopped playing a few years ago.
Yeah, then you lock back in.
But you're determined. So you start up that game again from the beginning after putting it off for so long, and
At the beginning? Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'd watch a schmoop. I'd watch a summary video of like up to the point that I was at, and then I'd continue at my save file. I would not restart fucking Alan Wake because I got 10 hours in and I was like, oh yeah, let me completely redo this.
well, the same scenarios may occur, but there's also another scenario, and that is burnout.
Would you restart Red Dead? I would have to. That's a different, I feel like that's different. It's the distance you are from the game when you last played it. If you played a game, like how far back, if it's 2025 right now, how far back would the game have to be for you to be like, I need a restart? I think you need to be at least like more than 5 hours into the game. Actually, no, you have to be like less than 10 hours because then it's easier to commit to restarting. But if I'm like 20 hours in, like if I was like 25 hours into a Red Dead playthrough, I would not restart. But I was probably like 10 in. And now it's been like 4 years since I played it. I would probably restart. That's been a long time. Like, I don't remember most of the shit that's happened.
You did complete the game. Congratulations! And now here's the sequel, just in the nick of time. As much as you enjoyed the last game, you feel so tired of the franchise for now, and so you decide to put off the sequel. Perhaps never even play it.
I worry that's... I don't really worry. I think I'll be able to do it, but I've never played the GTA 5 story mode, and before GTA 6 comes out, I want to play it. And stream it, but I would just want to play it in general as well. Because I think, like, once GTA 6 drops, like, GTA 5 is going to be, like, fucking nobody even gives a shit about that game anymore. So, you never played it? No, I played the first 3 hours of this GTA 5 story mode, but like very sporadically, and then I would just play online. I probably had like 200 hours in online, more, but I would never play story mode. And same thing with like COD. I was never a story mode guy until I started streaming. Not even until I started streaming, until you guys wanted me to play story modes and story games and like fucking campaigns and shit. I don't play COD campaigns. I don't play fucking story modes. Now I do. But it was like a whole different thing. I only liked online. Difficulty's another thing, like Silksong. I stopped Silksong because it was a fucking pain in the ass. Good game, though.
Almost a decade ago, I tried Dark Souls. I struggled with the first boss, made it to Firelink Shrine, and then kept dying over and over and over. I didn't understand the appeal of these games, so I gave up. Then Bloodborne came out. Again, I didn't get too far into that, and gave up too. A couple of years went by, and I decided to watch two dudes play through Bloodborne. They were the Game Grumps, and I
will have the take that I think watching a guy play a Souls game is more fun than playing the Souls game. Because then I don't have to deal with the physical rage of nonstop losing to a boss over and over and over and over again. There's still some sort of tension you have, like, vicariously through the person, but it's nowhere near the level of anger.
How bad Aaron sucked at the game. But do you know what he did? He persevered. This is probably one of the first times in my life I ever felt inspired. If someone like Aaron Hansen, who is notoriously bad at paying attention to directions, can beat the Souls games, surely I could. And I did. I beat them all.
77 hours?
Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, Elden Ring. 8 or so years ago, I despised these types of games. They were too hard. But I persevered.
Yo, it's not even a diss when I say this, because I think it's respectable to be able to beat all the Dark Souls games and like Souls-likes in general. But you have to no-life the piss out of video games. If you're like a Souls fan or just Souls-like fan, you no-life video games. Like, you're not like a ranked ladder guy. You're just like, I want to play some single-player shit that's really annoying and hard as shit. 77 hours is not much. 77 hours is a lot for a solo game.
And now, these are some of my favorite games.
For a solo game, not multiplayer. 77 hours. I don't know if I put 77 hours into any single-player game in my life.
Of all time. If you're someone who finds things like Souls games too hard and needs an easy mode, then these games just aren't for you. I'm sorry, but it's something you will just have to accept. But that's okay.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I'll play a Souls game, but like if I'm like, hey chat, this new Souls game's dropping, we're running it. My chat knows I'm not beating that game. I'm going to play it until I fucking rage quit, and then I'm just off that shit. Like, no part of me is like, I need to beat Elden Ring. I need to beat Elden Ring. I have no aspiration of either play or beat Elden Ring in my life.
Across your life, you will have met people, made friends, had a variety of experiences and jobs you maybe loved or hated, and all of that culminates into the person you are. All of that makes you, you. And for some people, because of all of their different experiences, they are able to enjoy these games. Life's a trade-off. I thoroughly enjoy the Souls franchise, but sports games like FIFA, or EA Sports FC now, NBA, NFL, they're just not for me. I just can't get to grips with the gameplay.
I think, yeah, no, it's a different type of person. I will say that I think if you're like, this guy's a gamer. I don't think people that play NBA 2K are gamers. The average NBA 2K player that I'm envisioning is like a sports game guy. Like, they play Chell, they play NBA, or 2K, they play fucking, probably not EAFC, they probably play Madden. Like, if you're a 2K guy, you probably don't play FIFA. But I'll take, it's really not. Because the average, you could say it is. I would assume you're probably like a big Madden guy. But like, for example, the people that I know that play Madden, anytime I'm like, yo, hop on this game, they're like, nah, I'm on Madden. Do you want to play that? No, I'm on Madden. No, I'm playing Madden. Okay. You know, like, it's there. And I can respect them being fine with, you know, enjoying that game and that game alone. But it's like, there's no variety. Like, it's a game. It's not even a competitive gamer, right? There's single player gamers that love the grind, like Souls-like gamers. There's sports gamers. There's competitive gamers. There's indie gamers. There's horror gamers. But it's like the sports gamers. It's like I feel like there's competitive sports gamers, but there's also just like people that like flat out only just play like career mode on fucking Madden.
While others out there are absolutely cracked at them. Just because something is popular doesn't mean you're going to...
Sports gamers aren't real gamers. I would say they're gamers, but not in the sense of like, yeah, you're... Because if you call somebody a gamer, I'm assuming that they're somebody that like, has played Mario 64 and maybe like speed ran a game before. They've played Cuphead. They've played a Souls game. They love fucking story games. They play campaigns. You know, like, gamers are the people that, like, they play games to enjoy the fucking art of that shit. You know, they'll play a game that's not mainstream. Like, the average gamer, like, I'm being so serious. Most of the people in my chat and most people in the gaming community play, I think it's an average of 4 games per year on Steam. The average Steam account, like, chat, how many games do you play per year? If you had a guess. I play an absurd amount just because I stream. Like, if I didn't stream, I would probably play like 10 games a year. The average person plays like 5. And of those 5, 3 of them are forever games. like Fortnite or like Valorant, CS maybe, and then they probably have like a repeated, not forever game, but like EAFC, where it's like every year they just come out with a new one, or COD, some shit like that. Like most people play like anywhere between like 4 and 10 games a year. Like that's not a lot, you know. That's like a very thin. You're playing less than one new game per month. So like you can't call yourself a gamer. Is that agreeable? Because you can't be like, I'm a movie. Like if I was like, if you're like, I'm a gamer, and I'm like, no, you're not. And you're like, yeah, I am. And I go, how many games have you played? You go, 4 per year. That'd be like saying you're a movie head, and I go, how many movies have you seen this year? 10. Like, I will agree that I think I'm comparing it incorrectly in that, like, if you say you're a gamer, see, this is where I'll be wrong. This is where there's a counterpoint to what I'm saying. If I go, you're not a gamer, you go, yeah, I am. I go, how many games have you played this year? You go, 1. I go, what game? And you go, League of Legends. Or fucking WoW, you know, World of Warcraft. I go, okay, you know, you've probably put in your 2,000 hours in, you know. You've put in an absurd amount of time. That's different. So I don't know. It's like, it's not that you're not a gamer. It's just like, I feel like the gaming community as a whole does perceive sports games and like the COD franchise as non-gamer games. Is that just me or no? I feel like most people would be like, yeah, if you're like, I'm a gamer, I play fucking Madden, I'd be like, bro, you're not a gamer. Like that's like you're a Chad gamer. You're not like a nerd. You know? Like when somebody says I'm a gamer, I'm assuming you're gonna hit me with like, I've played Expedition 33 5 times this year.
In fact, let's talk about that. There are so many different types of genres out there, some that seemingly became entirely new genres just by mixing two together, like Metroidvania. Somehow they took game names and mashed them together to make a genre, and yet most of us somehow know what that means. And if you don't, Google it. The fact of the matter is that not every genre will appeal to everybody. I've already mentioned sports games, but then there's games that involve
Yeah, like you have a gamer wheel, you're a gamer. You play American Truck Simulator on your gaming wheel. Not a gamer. You're basically a trucker, you know, at that point. If you play like some fucking Formula 1 shit, okay, maybe you're a gamer.
City builders like City Skylines, or even stat adjustment games like Democracy and Football Manager. Seriously, who enjoys this? It's like staring at spreadsheets after already staring at spreadsheets in your 9-to-5 office job. You might as well just keep working if you're having that much fun.
One of my friends, Jay, that's been in one of my vlogs, started like a My Career for Madden and doesn't control the games. He'll like sim the game and just be the coach. So he'll like pick his players and like maybe like set up some stuff, but then he doesn't actually play the game. Like he'll watch it unfold. And I was like, how's your record? He's like, we're like 2-9. I was like, bro, that's terrible. Like, you're fucking like, he's like, well, we're working up, you know, it's like a starting team. He's like, the organization, it's not there yet.
RPGs are, of course, notoriously known for spanning anywhere between 10 to 100 plus hours in a single playthrough, which is maddening when you think about it. Especially when you see some RPG games with that amount of content barely crack 1 million sales. Meanwhile, the FIFA games, where they would just take the previous game, slightly update the graphics, and change the football roster.
That's FIFA 23? That game looks horrible.
Would sell 10.
Why does it look so low quality? That's not right.
Million plus within a few months of each release. My point though is that whilst these RPGs might appeal to the likes of myself, there are those they just won't. There are people.
Bro, you know a game mechanic that I've never played because I think it's like copyrighted or patented or some shit, but I wish I've played. I really do want to play a game that has that mechanic. I don't even know what it's called. It has a name, but it's when the enemy remembers you like way down the line. Yeah, Nemesis, where you kill somebody or you help somebody and then like randomly they'll come back and there's like the AI remembers who you are and like purposefully gears up for the sole purpose of fucking you over. Like they don't like they hold grudges.
People who only ever enjoy short experiences because they just don't have the time or energy to care about their fake RPG family when their baby is crying in the other room. You should probably go check on your baby, by the way. And then we actually do have fake families like in The Sims. Your home away
Not a
from home.
gamer game. Not a gamer game. Can we agree? If you're The Sims. Hey, what's your favorite video game? Probably The Sims 4.
Whilst you're probably playing
It's a chill game. It is a game, but it's like, okay.
it in your own home. But a game like that can at least be played in small bursts. Maybe you're into some indie titles where experiences are relatively short and doesn't demand your soul in exchange to understand what the hell is going on.
Me. People will be like, Joe plays slop. Yeah, and I love it. Yeah, I love it. Some shit that's 4 hours, sub 4 hours. I like games that are over that, but it's like, that's what, like, GTA 6 will be like that. GTA 5, like, I'll play games that are that long, like, longer. I played both of The Last of Us. Like, I fuck with games that are long or, like, AAA games. But I also love the game that's, like, one guy made this in 3 months.
God forbid you actually do sell your soul and exclusively only play multiplayer games. Speaking of...
Apex Legends.
Let me tell you a story. January 2019. The Chronotoko back then was a simple man, gleefully playing through single-player titles like Darksiders 3 and Resident Evil 2 Remake. Then February came along, and a small, little niche game you might have heard about called Apex Legends launched and ruined my life. I kid you not.
Did you guys ever get into Apex? I never got into Apex. I remember when Fortnite was poppin' and Apex dropped and everybody hopped onto it. I played Apex for probably like 2 weeks and then I immediately hopped back onto Fortnite. I was like, yeah, I don't really care.
Apex absorbed so much of my time that since its day one launch, according to my PlayStation, I had put nearly 4,000 total hours into it. Of course, 500 or so hours was probably just being on an idle login screen, so maybe about 3,500 hours. But that's almost half a year of my life to this one game. And don't think my wallet escaped either. I genuinely think I've spent almost £1,000 total through battle passes and skins. From around Season 4 onwards, I made sure
I like love and hate that I've never fell in love with a game that has like loot cases. Because doesn't Apex have like packs that you can order and shit? Like if I ever got really into CS, that would be like the death of me. If I was like obsessed with because I know I would just be obsessed with CS cases. People tell me, like, Brady will be like, open CS cases. I'm like, why the fuck am I going to open CS cases? I don't play CS.
And
I'd have a skin and I just wouldn't use it.
as seasons progressed, I would end up playing less and less, but I still managed to reach Diamond every season. Until one time I couldn't. And somehow
Ooh. And then he got dog shit.
that gnawed at me. What was I actually achieving? Who was I doing it for? Why was
I feel like it's a weird mental driven thing that you want to be better than the people around you. I think that's like a genetic thing, like the competition drive in somebody. Like you like, dude, that's why they always go, when you get ranked up in a game, it goes, like Marvel Rivals, you're ranked higher than 95% of players. And you go, bosh. That's fucking sick, right? Or you play with your friend, you're better than him. Sorry, I gotta get on my Smurf. Bosh. Like, you know people like saying that.
And I still don't have an answer. And then there were the season passes. Eventually, getting to max level became too much of a grind. Every day it was the same sort of matches, getting wrecked by people better than me or easily stomping those worse than me, though it was more the former than the latter. All that time spent doing the same thing over and over and over, and what was it getting me? Nothing. Sure, maybe I made some brief friends along the way, but as time went on, even they faded out of my life. I stopped playing. And I don't mean just Apex. In 2023, there was a window during the summer I just didn't really play anything.
And he's like, okay, I want to hone in on this real quick. He was like, I made some friends. I'm like, have you guys ever made friends just off a video game? Not in like a Discord community or like some shit where like you played, like I'm saying like a rando you stacked with that you became friends with. Never. Never.
And during my free time, I'm almost always playing something. Somehow, I had been so burnt out on Apex that it put a full stoppage on gaming for me.
You know the best feeling? Being in a ranked match with a shitty teammate. You chirp at each other, you hate each other, but you still win the game. I live for that. I hate when it's like your teammate sucks, you chirp at each other, they AFK and spawn, they're a loser. Right? You chirp at each other, they really throw, like you lose the game, it sucks. Right? I live for the, yo, I'm going to play this character. And they go, nah, bro, I'm going to, like, you're going to fucking throw the game. We start shitting on each other, still both pop off, you win the game. Oh, it's awesome. And then you hop out, you're like, yo, by the way, you're still dog shit. Leave. Best lineup there, you win the game together. You fucking queue again. He's on the other team. That's where you hit that gamer lean. You ever have that? You ever been in a ranked game in like Val, a hero shooter, CS, some shit? You fucking you get into their game, you play with them, fucking worst teammate ever. Then you fucking queue again, they're in the other lot, they're on the other team, and you're like, oh, this is my Super Bowl.
How can one video game do that? But that's the problem, isn't it? Even as you watch this video right now, there are millions of people across the world playing multiplayer games that one day will be
PUBG. When the fuck was this posted? This has to be old. Oh yeah, 2024. Even then, bro, PUBG having 377,000 players. They get a big update. Damn, rip Helldivers. How many people, how many Helldivers you think are holding the line right now? In the big 25. Bro, not a lot. I feel like they're not. 25,000 people. I mean, that's not bad, but Helldivers had like 500K, like very casually.
And all that time and money they have put into them will be something to reflect on. Multiplayer games absorb so much of your time, and I'm not saying everybody has the same experience, but I think all I really got out of it in the end was small bursts of dopamine. Meanwhile, think of all that time, and what else it could have been spent on. Multiplayer games don't invoke many emotions, but the two that stand out are anger and joy. Anger at losing, and joy at winning. Is it any wonder then?
I don't know. I feel like the multiplayer games, it's like the value is also being able to like queue with people you're friends with, you know? That's what also sucks when like you and your friends have different video game tendencies, you know? Like, if you're in a friend group of 5 people, like, you and maybe one other guy fuck with one game that you could play multiplayer together, and then, like, everybody else is just like, nah, I'm gonna be on this. Nah, I'm gonna play Terraria. Nah, I'm actually gonna probably play, like, Tarkov. And so, like, you're all just kind of in a call playing your own shit. Which is, like, cool, but also, like, damn. It's, like, hard to get everybody on one game. I will say I enjoy solo queuing. I enjoy solo queuing if you have, like, a decent vibey team. And at times, you don't want too much of it. But I think some of the toxicity in the video games is entertaining. Like, when you hop on a game and you just, like, the guy opens his mouth and you, like, hear him. He doesn't even say anything. You're in fucking champ select. And he goes, and you go, I already know this fucking guy's going to piss me off. You guys better not queue this person. All right, we're going to need to ban this person. I'll be IGLing for our team.
They've been kept from feeling any other emotions because of the grind they've kept themselves on, because diverting now could spell doom for their Twitch careers, maybe even their family life. And I'm not saying you shouldn't play multiplayer games. Hell, maybe you're doing it right now whilst watching this video. But you have to ask yourself if exclusively playing this one title is what you want to do with your time. At the end of 2023, the last game I completed before the new year was Baldur's Gate 3. And as the credits rolled after my 100th...
Yo, I'm not watching the Game Awards this year. I'm not watching the Game Awards this year. It just fucking reminded me. The Game Awards this year, not watching them. I gotta say that right now. Dude, I understand they're fucking fire games, but dude, there's 25 categories. Every single one is one of 4 fucking games. Every single one. Every single fucking category. And I understand, yeah, maybe they deserve it, but it's like, it's boring, right? I'm sitting here and it's like, best voice acting, Expedition 33. Best story narrative, Expedition 33. Game of the year, Expedition 33. That's Expedition 33. I don't fucking care anymore. It's the same shit with Baldur's Gate. I remember when I watched, dude, I'm sitting there for 4 fucking hours. There's an ad every fucking minute. And afterwards, he goes, and the winner, Baldur's Gate 3. I'm like sitting here fucking smashing my head against the fucking wall. I don't care. Yeah, Dispatch is up for like one thing.
Playthrough.
I'll tap in for that.
I cried my eyes out. This was the second...
I'm not even saying the game's not good. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Expedition 33, Baldur's Gate are bad games. It's just like... Bro, it's the same shit with like movie awards or anything. It's like if there's one guy, one fucking game, one movie franchise just up for every single fucking award, I don't care. Like now there's no suspense because it's like one of these 3 things are winning.
Throughout those hours with Baldur's Gate 3, these were the characters I cared for, save scumming to ensure nothing bad would happen to them across my journey. And then the worst thing happened. The story ended. Sure, I guess I could start a new playthrough. But what will that achieve? I'd just be going through the same content with slight alterations. It wouldn't add to the personal story I went on because it would essentially be erasing it with an entirely new canon. I would be killing my version of these characters.
Yo, I love that take. I have that take with any of the story games that I'll play, like Dark Anthology shit, like Until Dawn, The Quarry, or like even Dispatch. When people replay them for different paths, you know, do what you want to do. But I'm like, the whole point of that game is that you play with the decision making to get your story. So now when you play like 9 more times, you don't have your story anymore. You just have every single story in the game.
That's why our time is fragile. We can maybe undo the choices we made in the video games we play, but we cannot undo what games we choose to spend our time on. Video games are meant to invoke a wide array of emotions, take you on journeys that would be impossible in reality. You're probably now expecting some sort of moral from me here. And honestly, I don't really have one. But with how short our time is on this earth, we need to be more open to other experiences and ideas. You can not like something, sure, so long as you understand not everything was made for you. You can't play everything. It might be such a grim note to end on, I know, but acceptance of death is something I struggle to come to terms with. I hear as you get older, you slowly come to accept it, but I guess I'll never really know until I get there. If I get there. I wonder about my death a lot, how I'm going to die or when.
Wow, it's getting like really serious really fast.
Can happen tomorrow, 30 years from now. Hell, yeah. Maybe it'll...
You can't plan, man. You should always have like a 5-year like rough estimate of like what you want to do with your life, but you should also be prepared for the idea that like you could die at any moment. That's why, like, bro, I saw a lot of clips when I said I was cutting back from streaming. I'm not like quitting. It's more so just like I have so many things that I want to do in my life and so many passions, and I know I'm young, but like no time is guaranteed in life. And a lot of people were like, Joe is the easiest job ever. Why would he ever cut back? I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, yes, I've been like stressed out and there's like a mental health aspect of like my own life. That's not even necessarily just around streaming. It's like, hey, I want to do other shit too, you know? And it's like, I understand I'm 23 And everybody's like, oh, I'm going to live until I'm 80. You don't fucking know that.
Land bang on my death date. And I'll go out in a blaze of glory on the 5th of November.
We support it. Well, it's also like, dude, some people are like crashing out like fucking so much. And I'm like, I appreciate like, oh, you love watching me. And so like part of me was like seeing the positive in that. Like some people are getting mad. I'm like, dude, I'm not stopping. It's like I'm going from streaming 6 days a week to like streaming 4 to 5. I'm still going to be posting on YouTube, but instead of posting every day on the main, I'm going to post like 5 days a week on the main. And then instead of gaming 6 days a week, it'll be like 4, still 1 a week in the philosophy. It's not like changing that much, you know? It's still a lot of a cutback. I mean, yeah, like, but it's like 20%. And then like, it also enables me to have that ease of like cutting back slowly over time where you don't have to just randomly quit is the ideal, you know? And then I also have more time for vlogs. Like the shit I was, not a vlog, but like I was gone yesterday and the day before. I was doing a You Laugh, You Leave and a fucking Dog challenge. Whether those videos would be good or fucking be enjoyed, I don't know. But it's like, it enables me to have more time to also test out other content. It's not like every time I'm just going to be like fucking bumming on a couch doing nothing. You know, film a video with Jack Pembroke. I mean, bro, that's another thing. Like, I used to get so hyper-focused on streaming, I would never take other opportunities that people wanted to hand with me. Like, Jack Pembroke was like, we should go on this cruise and do that video that he ended up making himself. And I was like, I can't, you know? But, like, now I'm trying to be, like, more open to that type of stuff.
What am I going to do with my time? I'm going to play some fucking video games.
I think the biggest thing, it's not even like advice, it's just like one of the if I had never streamed, I would be a 3-game Andy. Like I would be. I know I would be. The only thing that got me like out of my shell gaming wise was the fact that chat would bitch at me to play a certain game and I'd be like, I'm going to hate it. And then I loved it. Like I originally didn't want to play Dispatch and now it's like one of my favorite games that I played streaming wise, you know? Like, there's so many instances where it's like, people will be like, hey, try this out. And you're like, no, I won't like it. But you don't know until you don't try, you know? Play Red Dead? I've tried Red Dead. Counting down 30 seconds. I got to piss and we're going to hop back in.